They promised the world with words so bold, a future for the workers, a story retold. But pledges are ashes, the trust now burned. For the waspy women, it's justice they've spurned. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster's schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. Sarwar, a leader who speaks so fair, but where are his promises drifting in air? They cried for justice, they swore they'd fight, but all they delivered was more endless nights. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster's schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. They take our wealth, they take our pride, they leave our elders cast aside. But hope is rising, the day will come when Scotland stands, our fight not done. The Labour machine, with Westminster's might, steals from our people, denying our rights. Their Prime Minister's silence speaks so loud, standing for nothing but the power they're proud. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster's schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. So rise up, Scotland, with voices so clear. The day of our freedom is drawing near. A country of fairness, where promises stand, with pensions for all in an independent land. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster's schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. A promise unbroken, a future we'll claim. In Scotland's own hands, they'll remember our name.
Radio Sursa. We don't care what party, faction, group or brand you wave your flag from, as long as you fight for Scottish independence.
Yeah, there we go. Mike is. Hello. All right. Okay. So this is taking a little while to catch up, but it's still not on air. It's back on, yeah? Check 1, 2. Check 1. You can actually hear me. Or is it the music? Check 1, 1, 2, checking. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to do this from the beginning again. 1 second, let me get, that's the one we want running. And camera 2. There we go. That's us there. It'll be on in a second. And that's running there. There we go.
You said you'd be the voice we need.
Let's just say just now that we were running some tests. The whole system got hung for some reason, the whole system. And we just had had to do a nice little restart there. So enjoy the music. We're going to be running for about an hour, running a playlist just to see if it works through. There's a voiceover in about 4 songs time. You'll have a 15-minute sort of podcasty thing from me, and then it'll be music for the rest of the hour. Okay, enjoy.
Shouldn't feel this warm. Lead us out or let us go. You can't just drift, you have to show that politics will not suffice. It's our national, 'cause you put on ice. Put on ice. You hold the mic, but speak so soft. Dreams don't grow where truth is lost. You played it safe, forgot the sound of people rising from the ground. You balance books while we bleed hope. You took the wheel, but dropped the rope. Lead us out, let us go. You can't just drift, you have to show that politics will not suffice. It's our national, 'cause you put on ice. Put on ice. You've got the stage, but we've got the flame. We move with truth, not party name. So bring the fight or clear the way. Because Scotland's coming. Come what may. We're not your crowd, we are the cause. We wrote the lines, we set the laws. So if you won't, then that's our sign. We'll fight alone, the dream won't die. We built this road with grit and steel. It's not your job, it's what we feel. Lead us out, let us go. You can't just drift, you have to show that politics will not suffice. It's our national, 'cause you put on ice. You put on ice.
Radio Sursa. We don't care what party, faction, group, or branch you wave your flag from, as long as you fight for Scottish independence.
They'll tell you it's just another ballot, a tick in a box, a quiet routine. But behind that curtain stands a moment that could split the stone or hold the screen. This isn't just a government we're choosing, it's who we let speak for our name. Will it be those who serve the people, or those still playing Westminster's game? We've waited for too long on speeches while the union wrote the rules. But this time, the silence breaks and the ballot becomes the tool. Vote for Scotland, not for party, not for pride. Use your power to decide. Vote for Scotland. Both votes aim to break the chain. Nothing left to lose, everything to gain. They'll warn you not to think too deeply, say a second vote will only divide. But they fear a voice that can't be managed. They fear a seat they cannot guide. They built the rules to box us tightly. Quislings whisper from their scripts. But the moment we stop playing is the moment the balance tips. We've proven policy can blossom under ceilings made of glass. Now it's time to fill the chamber with a fire they cannot pass. Vote for Scotland, not for habit, not for show, for the future that you know. Vote for Scotland, choose the ones who truly fight, not just govern but ignite. What kind of parliament do you want to see? One ruled by caution or one fighting to be free? The trolls will mock, the gatekeepers will spin, but the revolution waits with your pen. Vote for Scotland, not for brands that play it safe, not for those who just behave. Vote for Scotland, send the message loud and clear. Holyrood is ours this year. Vote for Scotland, with your voice and with your soul. Change the narrative, take control. It's your revolution, your seat, your voice. Vote for Scotland. They promised the world with words so bold, a future for the workers, a story retold. But pledges are ashes, the trust now burned. For the waspy women, it's justice they've spurned. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. Anas Sarwar, a leader who speaks so fair, but where are his promises drifting in air? They cried for justice, they swore they'd fight, but all they delivered was more endless nights. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster schemes we're left to pay. If we They take our pride, they leave our elders cast aside. But hope is rising, the day will come when Scotland stands, our fight not done. The Labour machine with Westminster's might steals from our people, denied our rights. Their Prime Minister's silence speaks so loud, standing for nothing but the power they're proud. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster's schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. So rise up, Scotland, with voices so clear. The day of our freedom is drawing near. A country of fairness, where promises stand, with pensions for all in an independent land. Oh, Scotland, they've lied and they've led us astray, while Westminster's schemes we're left to pay. If we held our future, our nation's own hand, we'd build fair pensions in an independent land. A promise unbroken, a future we'll claim. In Scotland's own hands, they'll remember our name.
I said I'd vote for a pro-Scottish win, that's no curse. Then came all the screaming, guess I triggered something worse. They called me a deceiver, said I'd sold the nation out. Funny how the faithful always seem to scream and shout. I read the rules, I broke no vow, but you can't handle the reason how. If I'm a traitor, where's your proof? You are running scared and fear the truth. I'm a unionist planted, ain't you know? Here to split the vote and steal the show. I read the system, that's my crime. I don't salute your party line. So burn the witch, accuse the saint, but we all know your words are a feint. But you lose and want someone to blame. Look in the mirror, say your name. You shout both votes S&P like it's a holy command, while Westminster stitch us up with their union hands. And you mock the ones who knock the doors, call them trolls with schemes. But who's the one dividing now, tearing up the dream? You don't want answers, just control. A flag wrapped throne, a true own goal. You're more obsessed with being right than seeing Scotland win the fight. I'm a unionist planted, you know. Here to split the vote and steal the show. I read the system, that's my crime. I don't salute your party line. So burn the witch, accuse the saint, but we all know your words are a feint.
So we're running a lot of tests today, and the tests are purely so we can actually run eventually 24 hours a day. And we don't need to be live to be 24 hours a day. All we need to do is be broadcasting some sort of songs, some sort of programming, some sort of music. And it's going to be fun to do that. So right now I've cut in just to sort of speak live, just to put my voice over this just now and say hi. We're doing something different. we're going to eventually be broadcasting, like I say, hopefully 24 hours a day. And to allow us to do that is just to build up a library of songs, a library of programs. I've got lots of old videos where I'm talking about topical things and stuff about independence where I can just rip and use as sort of like mini podcasts. And I'm going to do that over the next few weeks. Build up that programming library, build up that musical library. So if you're a musician and you want your stuff put on here, I can't pay you, but let's put your stuff on. Let's have other people making programs. If you've got like a 5, 10, 15 minute segment that you want to talk about, if you're a politician that wants to say their piece and have something every hour on the hour for the next week, we can do that. If you're up for election, if you're an SNP candidate, if you're an ALAPA candidate, if you're an anybody candidate, if you want to have your stuff on here on Radio Sursa, just get in touch. info@radiosursa.com. Let's give it a shot. Let's do this.
And now, Radio Sursa, Mo asks, why not liberty?
Good morning, Scotland. Good morning, social media land. I hope you are well. We all want Scotland to be better. That much I know for sure. Not just for ourselves, but to be better for our families, for our neighbours, for our kids. But here's the truth that I keep coming back to. We can't get better if we keep blaming the wrong things. We can't fix what's broken if we pretend that we already have full control. We have fellow Scots that truly believe the problems we face stem from decisions made in Holyrood. How can that be when they are limited with the powers that they have, and also the finances are controlled from the government of the Union? Every day I see a country quietly breaking, and every day I feel deeply a country that is ready to rise. I've spoken to people across our land, and they're not talking about party politics. They're talking about food prices, GP appointments, housing bills. They're talking about their future, their kids' future, and they're asking one question without even saying the words. Why are we still putting up with this? I wrote these words not for ego, not for party, but to point out the obvious to many and to ask those that don't see the obvious to take a moment to critically think beyond tribal lines. This is about what is happening right now in your life and in mine. And it's about what we can do together if we finally ask the question that scares the most powerful down in Westminster. Why not liberty?
Radio Sursa. We are only here for Scottish independence.
You don't need to be an expert to see that something's wrong. You just need to live here. Because we all feel it, don't we? That slow, steady erosion of what we used to take for granted. Now you phone your GP and wait weeks for an appointment. You walk through the supermarket and wonder what you're going to have to put back. You open your energy bill and you feel your stomach turn. And when you look to the future, for yourself and for your kids, what do you see? Less than what we had before. And people will tell you it's just the way things are, that every country is suffering, that it's complicated. But it's not, because Scotland is one of the richest countries in the world. We have resources, we have finance, we have talent, all the things that are the building blocks of a strong country. And I look back to the past, at the promises made by the old boots and dusty suits of Westminster, a promise of a better future if we stayed in the Union. So ask, why do we have less? The Scottish Government is blamed constantly for our woes. And yes, they're not perfect, no government is, but people don't realise something perfectly crucial. Holyrood does not control the money. Westminster does. Scotland sends all its taxes to Westminster's, even the ones that we control, and Westminster decides what we get back. All our money, all our resources, all our wealth, controlled by another country. We receive around about half back in the form of what you know as the block grant. A little more is spent on our behalf of what we've sent down, and the rest, who knows what is spent on. Then they like to claim that Scotland has a deficit, a £22 billion black hole. But here's the truth. Holyrood legally is not allowed to run a deficit. So where is this shortfall coming from? It's debt that Scotland didn't choose, spent on things that Scotland didn't decide to spend it on. It's our share of their spending, their loans, that we are burdened with. Meanwhile, the government we elect, the closest one to us, is forced to patch up the holes with both hands tied behind its back. That's not democracy. That's daylight robbery. So let's stop pretending. This just isn't about policies or budgets. The problem is the union that we're trapped in. We vote one way, they ignore it. We say no to austerity, they double down. We say to stay in Europe, they drag us out. Every step Scotland takes to improve itself gets tripped up by a system designed to keep power where it is, Westminster. And all of this is making life worse, not just for people who would vote yes, but for every single person that calls this country home. So I'm going to ask you, is that truly good enough? Is it good enough for you?
Radio Sursa, backing the Tweeddale Amendment.
What if we stopped seeing liberty as a dream and started seeing it as a solution? Because liberty, real liberty, unlocks possibility. If Scotland retained all our wealth and was not burdened with the debt of another country, what would that mean? It would mean a properly funded NHS built around people, not profit. It would mean energy bills that reflect the power we generate, not the market that London controls. It would mean a welfare system designed to protect, not to punish. It would mean the ability to rejoin the EU, first through EFTA, and then, if the people decided, to full integration like before. It would mean an immigration policy based on our needs, not Westminster scapegoating. They say that independence is a risk, but look around. This is the risk. Poverty in an energy-rich country, austerity in a nation of innovation, a government we didn't vote for ruling over us decade after decade, where nothing changes, it just gets worse, and the common denominator is the union. We've already shown the world that Scotland can govern better, even shackled to the extendable leash of Westminster, but just imagine what we could do if we were truly free of them. Independence isn't just a flag. It's a movement, a cause. It's a strategy, a structure, a shared effort. It stands on 3 pillars. A political one, where the aim is to install a pro-Scottish Holyrood in 2026. Not just a government, but an opposition too. One that serves the country and not just a single party. We also have an international pillar, taking our case to the world. We have Liberation Scotland at the UN. We've got Mike Fenwick's Declaration of a Sovereign Scot, where Scots can sign their claim to nationhood, and that is collated and sent directly to the Secretary General of the UN. And then there's us, the grassroots pillar, All of us. Talking to people, listening, educating, showing how the old system fails and what a new one could look like. The people of these pillars don't need to have the same opinions on everything, but they do need to stand together, because that is what truly frightens Westminster the most. A united Scottish people.
Radio Sursa, Scotland's voice, unchained and unafraid.
Some of you will still be unsure. That's okay. Maybe you feel nostalgia. Maybe you're worried about the money. But ask yourself, if this union is so great, why is life getting harder? If we truly get £22 billion spent on us for public services, and we get accused of that being a deficit, why do we have potholes, food banks, and children in poverty? Why did the SNP need to put together the Scottish Child Payment? That's because we don't receive the spending in the alleged deficit. If the union is such a gift, why does it always come at a cost? Even if you've always supported the UK, is this the version of it that you wanted? Because right now we're paying more, getting less, and being told to shut up and be grateful. That is not nostalgia. That is exploitation in its purest form. And we are better than that. So I'm going to ask you again, why not liberty? Why not take control of what is already ours, our land, our voice, our future? We're already governing better than the union allows. We're already proven that we can lead, we can care, and we can build. So now we must choose, not between parties, but between dependence on an exploitative system or dignity in freedom, between survival and success, between the past that is crumbling and the future that we could build. Scotland deserves better. You deserve better, whether you're a yes voter or a nostalgic unionist. And together, united, we can do the right thing for all those generations of future Scots still to be born. Why not liberty?
In the dark, with the weight on our chest, bills piling higher, no time to rest. The fridge half empty, the future unclear, but still we're told to swallow the fear. They say it's just the way it is, but we know deep down it's more than this. Why not liberty? Why not now? We've carried the burden, we know how to build a life on strength and grace, to take back time they tried to erase. We've been surviving, let's start to live. Why not take what we've always had to give? The road is cracked, the lines are worn. They call it unity, but we feel torn. They take the wealth, we get the blame, still somehow told to play the game. The truth is louder than their spin. We've got what we need, what we've always had to give. This isn't just a dream that we hold. It's a future forged by the brave and the bold. It's not a flag, it's not a chant. It's every voice saying yes we can. Be ruled, denied, or brushed aside. We rise, we build, with truth as our guide. We're not just names on old regret. We're hearts still beating with no debt. To a past that kept us small and scared. This land is ours, and we have cared. Why not liberty? Why not now? We've carried the burden. We know how to build a life on strength and grace. To take back time they tried to erase. We've been surviving. Let's start to live. Why not take what we've always had to give? Why not liberty? Why not now?
Radio Sousa, bringing you creamy, chocolatey sounds through the night.
They built their walls of paper high, said silence was the law. But voices move like rivers do, and rivers break the stone. You can try to bind the fire, but flames will find a way. Too important to ignore, too loud to be silenced. When the people rise together, the chains are broken down. Too important to ignore, too loud will break the dark. Too important to ignore, too loud to be silent. When the people rise together, the chains are broken down. Too important to ignore, too loud to be silent. The power lies within us, and nothing holds it now. They draw the lines, they call the shots. Take what's ours and leave us not. But we see through their tired game. Scotland's rising won't be tamed. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence. No more waiting, no more chains. We'll stand together, break the race. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. They say we're small, they say we're weak, but listen close. When Scotland speaks, our wealth is strong, our hearts are true. We know exactly what to do. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence. No more waiting, no more chains. We'll stand together, break the race. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. They say we're small, they say we're weak, but listen close. When Scotland speaks, our wealth is strong, our hearts are true. We know exactly what to do. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence. No more waiting, no more chains. We'll stand together, break the race. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. No more lies, no more lies, no more fear, no more fear. Our time is now, our day is here. The future's ours. Let's take the call. We rise as one. We rise for all. We rise for all. We build the wind, we sail the seas, we feed the world, we plant the trees. Scotland's future, bold and bright. Time to stand and claim our right. Scotland is ready. Scotland is ready for independence, for independence. Independence, for independence.
This has been a lot of fun today testing this, I have to say. If you're listening back to this, that's super cool. I would really appreciate some feedback about how this has worked. We are going to be making, ideally, we're aiming to have Radio Sursa running 24 hours a day with repeating programs because we can't make things all the time. And any fresh new music that you guys want to share with us, we can't pay you for the music. We just have to make sure that it is your own music and you've given us your permission to play it. Also, if you're a podcaster and you want us just to chuck on your podcast, for a show, that's cool. If you're a political candidate and you want to give us 5 minutes of what you're up to and what you're about, we can put that on. If you're not a political candidate, if you're a political spokesperson, if you're anything at all to do with the Scottish independence movement and you want to have your say here on Radio Sursa, just get in touch. info@radiosursa.com. Give us a shout, let us know what you're up to, and we'll quite happily accommodate you.